Do you hear feedback?
No, I don't see your face on the Instagram live. I just see it's just black.
Oh, that's interesting because I see my face. I see my face on here. I don't know what's going on. Let me flip it. Flip it. Turn it off. Turn it on. Do you see it now?
Mm-mm.
Because I see it. I see it on I see it on mine. That's interesting.
Okay, that's fine. If you see it online, then it'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Okay, so welcome everyone to another Sparkle Saturdays. I am super excited to be speaking with Raenae Thompson of Socialite Stars, and I know you have seen her somewhere because her movement is really powerful. Today, we're going to get into tackling cyberbullying head on, and she's going to share her personal story in regards to that. And I have some insightful questions to ask her. And so I'm hoping that you will learn something. You'll be able to help someone who is dealing with anything cyberbullying or harassment, online harassment. So this is what this show is all about today. I am Kimberly Braxton, your favorite life transformation strategist, and I work with Black women to help them reclaim their lives, set empowering boundaries, and master self care rituals. So let's get into the questions with Raenae. First of all, Raenae, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Hi, everyone. First, I want to thank Kimberly for the opportunity. I have been following her movement since my first business, Socialite. So I appreciate it so much. I do want to shout out Kitty Mo, who connected us together. I think it might
Shout
have
her
been a
out.
year ago or 2 years ago. So I got to do my special shout outs for them first before I talk about Socialite Stars. So I am Raenae Thompson. I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. Socialite Stars is a nonprofit organization in which we educate and empower the community on the effects of social media trauma and cyberbullying. We provide the tools and resources necessary in order to heal from social media trauma and cyberbullying. We also provide digital wellness and digital well-beings and digital citizenship tips and resources as well.
Great. So that is awesome. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
First of all, I need to say hi to my former student. Hey, Haza, I see you on here. You
Aw.
all, I'm dressed this way. My face is this way because we had a Halloween festival at my school. I'm currently here coming to you live from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, and my school had a special thing today. So yeah, that's why you see me looking like this today. So first of all, let's get into this. What inspired you to start Socialite Stars? And then how does your organization specifically address issues with cyberbullying?
So, Socialite Stars comes from a personal experience that I unfortunately went through in 2021 and 2024 from a family member. So, there was a mistake that was recorded in my home, unbeknownst to me that it was recorded. So that person, because I didn't get in trouble for the mistake, they felt like I was supposed to get in trouble from a legal standpoint, and because I didn't, they felt the need to go on social media in 2021 on Facebook and tell everyone about my mistake. And at the time, I just had Socialite. So, of course, that was impeding on my business along with my personal life. And and that post was shared over, I think, I can't remember, over 30 times and over 300 and 400 comments. And of course, we know people are mean and evil, and they only get one side to a story, and they take that one side and they run with it. And that happened then. And this year, um someone, I guess that knows it's weird how social media works. So I was at an event and I was doing some motivational speaking about healing while in business, and the person that saw someone else's store IG story knew her and sent it to her. And because I mentioned in my healing about how I wish my mother would have went to therapy so that I wouldn't have to go through some of the things that I have went through as I heal, she got upset about that and said no one talks about my mother, blah 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 blah, and then decides to talk about the incident from 3 years ago. And that was on TikTok. Now, mind you, TikTok is a huge platform. So what I went through in 2021 was magnified 10 times more. So
Wow.
it was phone calls, emails, DMs, commenting. I had to implement digital boundaries on my commenting, my sharing of posts because of what her followers were doing. Later on, we'll talk about doxing and trolling, which is a part of cyberbullying. And that's what I went through because she asked her followers to pin my Instagram handle on the top. So the followers would
Mm.
know where to go to cyberbully and threaten and harass me. So with that, and then also being diagnosed with major depressive disorder because of it, I decided to create a nonprofit because I know there's other people that go through the same thing. And it's not just children that go through it. There's celebrities that go through it. There's adults that go through it. And a lot of people feel like because you're an adult, you're supposed to be able to handle it better. But it does not
Mm.
matter if you're an adult, if you're a child, if you're youth. It's not okay to go online and harass and threaten because of what you heard and not because of what you know is factual, the factual truth behind it. So,
So true. I think sometimes, I mean, although these were people that you actually knew, but I think sometimes people forget that there is an actual human being on the other side of this
yes,
screen. And, and then sometimes people get emboldened because there is the screen.
correct. And we talk about that when I have my parent workshops and on my podcast, we talk about the importance of empathy. And that just because everybody's mistake is on display, that doesn't mean you have to comment. That doesn't mean you have to share it. That doesn't mean you have to get involved. And I didn't know her followers. I didn't know those people that were harassing and doxing and trolling. I didn't know those people. Some of the people on Facebook I did know that were commenting, and it's sad because some of the people that were commenting, I actually knew them, and
Oh,
I had grew up with them. See, she was smart enough to do it on Facebook first because she knew that's where it would get the most traction from people we grew up with and down this way in North Carolina. So that's why she did it on Facebook first. She did it on
oh,
TikTok this time because she had all these followers, and she knew that because of TikTok and because how big TikTok is, it would, I guess, draw more of the negativity because of what her page at the time represented. I don't know what her page represents right now, but at the time, her page was full of talking about people in a negative way, talking about how they dress, talking about
um,
other things that were irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. But hey, everybody creates a page and creates a FYP for their own purpose. I
mhm.
can't judge people, but I know that I make sure my FYP talks about positivity and positive energy and how you can heal from social media trauma and cyberbullying.
Nice. So, can you share some of the most common forms of cyberbullying that people, especially young people, face today? So, what are the more common
So
types?
some of the common ways of cyberbullying is doxing, which I just spoke about, and trolling. And doxing, that's real easy. I mean, if somebody knows your phone number, somebody knows your address, somebody knows your social media handles, they can put it in the live chat. They could put in a live stream because, of course, everybody can go live on every social media site. I mean, we're live right now on Instagram.
Right.
So somebody could go on here and dox your phone number, pin it to the top, pin your address to the top, pin your Instagram pages, your TikTok pages. So that's a form of cyberbullying because now
Wow.
I know how to get in touch with you. That's contact information. So now I know how to get in touch with you in order to bully and harass and threaten you. And then trolling, of course, is when you just go on somebody's page and you just comment on almost every single post. And every comment is negative. Every comment is does not come from a space of helpfulness. It doesn't come from a space of we're concerned about your mental health. Trolling is literally spewing negativity on a post. And the post doesn't even have to be about what you're upset that you think the person did or what you know the person did. It's just you being rude and disrespectful because you know you can because you're behind a computer or a phone.
Right.
hmm
Right. Exactly. So is it illegal to post people's information like that without their consent?
Yes, it is. So that is
Okay.
considered cyber stalking. So that is why the family member that I'm referring to, she actually was charged with cyber stalking
Okay.
because of the live. Well, we actually screen recorded her going live on TikTok. And within the live, she did tell one of her followers to pin my Instagram page to the top. And that is why she received the guilty verdict for the cyber stalking in North Carolina. So if you have enough evidence, I had enough evidence. I had all of the emails from her followers. I had all of the DMs. I had voicemails. They actually were calling my phone, which is crazy to me. So I had saved everything, and with that, I had enough evidence that the DA, well, the court determined that this was cyber stalking.
Oh,
So yes,
wow.
cyber stalking is a crime in North Carolina. Cyberbullying is not a crime in North Carolina yet, but it is a crime in other states in the other states within the United States.
Okay. Okay. So still got a ways to go
Yes,
in
we
North
do, we
Carolina.
do. But just to
Yeah.
have cyber stalking is major. Is still a fairly new law that has been implemented, and I think the only reason why it was implemented was because people were dying from the cyber stalking and
Hmm.
cyberbullying. And after a while, when enough people start losing their lives to it, or enough people start having to go to therapy for it, or enough people start having mental health issues, then the legal system determines that, okay, we need to start charging people with this. It is not a felony, it is still a misdemeanor.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
cyberbullying is in some states it's a felony, in some states it's a misdemeanor. Cyber stalking in North Carolina is a misdemeanor. So the first time you do it, it's like a slap on the wrist, so to speak. Um, but you can't get that expunged off your record though.
Oh, okay.
hmm
So you
But
said you can't get it
no,
expunged off the record. Oh, well,
no,
that's
not,
okay.
no.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into this. How do you think social media platforms can do more to prevent and address cyberbullying?
So I think as of recent, they have been doing a lot better with
Okay.
realizing what pages are cyberbullying and cyber stalking. But what it takes is that we have to have the power to report these pages, and that's what we have to do. Because if the page is reported enough, the social media platform will take it down.
Oh, okay. Because
But
I've seen that like prompt, like when I get messages, it will ask like, "Do you want to report this?" So I've
yes,
seen the prompt.
yes. So Instagram has got much better with it, and TikTok as well. Actually, when it happened to me in February of this year, TikTok was sending me messages saying that we noticed that you are being, not in these words, but your page is being watched due to cyberbullying, cyberbullying messages and things of that nature. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but they were sending me messages because they were realizing that people were actually coming to my page and saying comments that were of cyberbullying and cyber stalking nature. So TikTok is very good about doing that and making sure and watching your page once they see movement on your page that you're not used to getting.
Okay.
So what we have to do as the users, we have to report these pages and get your friends and your family to report the pages as well. Delete and block. I know from a social media standpoint and Meta, I don't know if you know, but Meta has been to court several recently because of children and youth who have committed suicide due to their lack of the reporting of pages. And of course, you can't call these social media companies and talk to anybody. The most you can do is send a support email.
Right.
So the companies need to take into account when pages are being reported, they need to start researching them more.
Yeah. Because
The me-
we're losing too many. That's yes, that's right. I'm sorry. Could you repeat what you just said?
I'm that little airplane was. Well, did you hear the airplane in the
Oh,
background?
oh, I didn't hear
Oh,
it.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we're losing too many youth
yes,
to suicide who are choosing to die by suicide for stuff like this.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
There comes a point where I understand both sides of the spectrum. I've listened to some snippets of when Meta was in court and the families were there explaining to them what social media has done to their family member who is no longer here. And I understand both sides of the spectrum. And I understand Meta's standpoint as well, because Meta comes from a space of, well, we can't control what people do,
right,
and but they also have to understand that you, as the person who has created the app, you control the back end of this app.
right,
So again, when people are reporting pages, you need to do your due diligence and check on these pages, see what they're doing, and you can really like look at a page and see if it's legit or not,
right. Exactly.
what it's all about. I mean, they
Hmm.
have the power to shut any page down if they want to.
Right,
It's up to
right,
them. So yes, the the back end people, the creators of these social media platforms have to do a better job of checking these pages that are being reported. Um, if someone says they're being cyberbullied or cyber stalked, go forth, and I would even say they need to start contacting people via email and let them know, hey, I saw that you reported this page. In a few words, can you explain to me why you reported this page?
right.
And
Exactly.
it may be thousands and thousands and thousands of people that they talk to a day, but if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes for people to feel safe online.
Well, they had the money to hire the people to do this,
Absolutely.
so
They sure do.
right? They
Sure do.
have the money. They
They
have the
sure do.
money.
I mean, they talked about they were getting ready to try to ban TikTok from the US because it has caused so much dissension and drama and problems. But I always say it's the user that makes social media bad. When I go out to these community events and vendor events and I talk about socialized stars with families and youth that come to my table, the first thing the youth think I'm going to say is don't get on social media. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, no, Miss Raenae is not telling you not to get on social media, because
Right.
what? Miss Raenae is on social media. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the user that makes it hard to trust social media.
Yeah.
The users.
Yeah.
And you
I
have
mean,
the
because
platform.
it's a great platform. All of these platforms have have really positive things about them,
Yes,
right?
they have.
So, yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't advise someone to not get on social media.
Absolutely. You
It's
just
just
have to
learning
be
how
a
to
good digital.
navigate.
Yes, you just have to be a good digital steward over your device. It's up to you at the end of the day if you want to post something negative or if you want to post something positive. It's your
Absolutely.
choice.
And that brings us into this next question. What are some red flags that parents and educators or friends can look for to recognize when someone is being cyberbullied? What are the red flags?
That's a good question. Some of the red flags include the child being anxious whenever they get a notification sound come on their phone, being very anxious, feeling like they have to answer whatever the notification is. Um,
Okay.
Closing the computer or their phone really quickly when a parent or a guardian or an adult comes in the room.
Oh,
Lack of sleep, loss of appetite, signs of depression, and the signs of anxiety. Us as the parents and the guardians, we have to implement the digital boundaries,
yes.
especially if you pay that bill. If you pay the bill, you have the right to tell your child, no, the phone goes away after this time. Or
Right.
or better yet, let me check your phone. I've noticed a difference in your behavior. Let me check your phone to make sure everything
Yeah.
is okay. Let me
Just
check
like
your
when we used to sneak in the room and check the
yes,
room and go through the
yes,
drawers and make
yes,
sure everything was on the up and up. I was that
absolutely.
parent. So the
Yes,
phone is now also the room.
correct, correct. So us as parents, we need to check behind our children to make sure they are engaging with positivity. They are engaging in a way that does not bring a bullying feeling towards someone. We also have to make sure that our children aren't engaging with children and not someone that says they're a child and you come to find out it's not a child, it's a grown person.
Mm,
Because I'll
hmm.
talk about that in my parent workshops as well. Children automatically think that the person they're talking to is their age or around their age or maybe 2 years older or 2 years younger, around that age bracket. They don't understand that the person they're talking to on the screen may be a 40-year-old man that's trying to lure them to a store to
Hmm.
do something harmful to them. Also, we have to understand that there are drug dealers on social media now. There is a fentanyl crisis that I was looking at a couple. I follow some great content creators that also talk about the dangers of social media and the dangers of scrolling. Scrolling to Death is an amazing podcast. She does a lot of things from a legal standpoint as well. And there are drug dealers on these social media platforms now, and our children are being sold drugs through social media. Our children don't have to go
Wow.
down the street and around the corner anymore.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. So let's get into what can we do? What practical steps can individuals take to protect themselves and their loved ones from cyberbullying?
Okay, I'm gonna wait till this.
I hear it. That's time.
They looking for somebody. They getting ready to go get somebody. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna be this noise. It's never this noisy out here.
Always when you want to record,
Yes, it
that's
is
how we
never
go.
this noisy out here on my back porch. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody that's listening. Sorry for the wonderful airplane sounds and things of that nature. So what can we do as the
Yeah,
user?
to protect ourselves and our loved ones.
Be mindful of who you interact with on social media. If you if you feel like this person you're interacting with it's not right, they're asking, and especially for my children, if they're asking you to do something that you know you're not supposed to do, they're telling you, oh no, you don't listen to your parents. Oh no, come here, you don't have to tell your parents. You can tell them you're going out with a friend or something. You need to go tell an adult, us
Okay.
as adults, to prevent us from cyberbullying. And it's hard because you can't really prevent cyberbullying. Everybody in the world is not as kind and do not understand the importance of empathy like we do. So it's
Right.
hard to say how to protect yourself from cyberbullying. But what I can say is this: you can make sure your FYP and your timeline is full of positive energy and positivity. If you are being trolled or doxxed, you need to report that page. You need to screenshot. You need to screen record. Because if it comes to a point that you feel like you need to press charges on someone, you'll have enough evidence to do so. Um,
Okay.
Delete and block cyberbullies, and just be a good steward over your digital device. And this goes beyond social media. When I talk about digital wellness and digital well-being, I'm also talking about any digital device that can deal that what's what I'm looking for? Affects your mental health in some capacity.
Okay.
If your algorithm is affecting your mental health in a negative way, you need to go back and think about how much you're on your digital device. You need to start implementing digital boundaries. You need to implement a screen time. Our phones have the apps. I know I have a digital well-being app on my phone, and it will tell me how long the screen was on, how long I was on which social media device. It tells you all of this. And honestly, the average time that you need to be on your phone for whatever reason per day is 4 hours a day. That is
Okay.
average. That does not even include video games or if you're playing games. For my
Right.
children that love Roblox and Fortnite, there have been people on Roblox and Fortnite that have moved into another space of contacting these children via text message and private message on Instagram because the children are giving them the information through Roblox.
Mm.
So Roblox is starting to be a big problem. And not even starting to be, it's actually started the past 3 years. It's gotten worse. The past 3 or 4 years on Fortnite, it's got worse as well.
So this question I didn't give you in advance, but like, what should parents be telling their children, and even us as adults? What should
Mhm.
we be mindful of sharing on social media or any type of digital platform?
I'm so
What
glad
should we
you
share?
asked
What
that.
shouldn't we share?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that because I actually have a little over 1 minute video on my page, on my Instagram page. And Digital Citizenship Week was last week. And one of the days I talked about safe sharing.
Okay.
And on safe sharing, we should not be sharing any personal information. We should not be posting our daily movements, our daily activities. A lot of times at this point you should not be posting if you're out of town. And I know a lot of times we want to post if we're on vacation, we want to post the beach, we want to post this or that, but we just do not know who's watching. And we don't know if someone's watching that knows our personal information, knows where we live, knows how to get, of that magnitude,
Right.
might send someone to somewhere. You just never know nowadays. I tell people all the time, I had a family member hurt me to the ultimate core via social media. I don't put anything past anybody anymore.
Right.
We have to make sure that when we are sharing information, that it is safe sharing because we don't want whatever we post to come back on us either. Because as you can see, my family member, you decided to post what you wanted to post, and now it came back to you from a legal standpoint.
Right.
So I always encourage children and adults, think before you post. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? That's the big one. That end. Is it necessary?
Is it necessary?
Because a lot
Yes.
of times it's not even necessary. And K, is it kind? That end, that necessary is the big one. Because
Right.
yeah, a lot of times what we see that has been posted, it's not even necessary. It's something that you could have said to somebody over the phone or through a text message, old school way.
Right.
You don't have to let everybody know every thought of the day.
Correct. Correct.
And it's hard when children, and I've had the children say this at the workshops. Well, Miss Raenae, people get paid to be on social media now. Yes, they do. You're automatically correct, baby. You right. They do. But do you
Hmm.
know how much it takes, how long it
Right.
takes for them to create that content?
Right.
Still live a daily life.
Exactly.
Those people that you see with all of those followers and they get paid, they are constantly creating content. It's a creative movement every day of their life, all the time, because they have to get paid for it. They have bills to pay.
Right.
So it's
Exactly.
constant partnership with other companies. It's constant traveling. It's a 24-hour job.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I always
So,
tell, yeah.
so one of the things that so I took a training at one of my schools a while ago. It was called I Ready. No, I can't even remember what it was called. But one of the things that they said that students shouldn't do is post anything with them wearing like their school logo and name.
Yes, safe sharing.
Because people can find easily Google and find that school, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because sometimes people think I didn't put my name or I didn't put my address, I didn't put my number, I didn't put my email address, but like simply wearing something with your school logo and name can be too much information, especially for underage, students.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That goes back to that safe sharing, personal information. If you're wearing that school logo, people are going to automatically assume that that's the school you go to. Is it
Right,
the school you go to? Only you know that. But other people on social media, they're going to automatically assume that's the school you go to.
right,
And if something
exactly.
and if something happens, if there's a somebody that wants to troll or a predator online, they could sit outside in the parking lot of that school to see if you're going to come outside at any time. It's just,
Right.
again, you just never know what goes on in the minds of the users on social media.
Very true. So let's say somebody is dealing with cyberbullying right now. What advice would you give to someone who is currently being cyberbullied and they feel like they have no support? What would you say to them? What
Oh man.
advice?
And they feel like they don't have any support, because I was going to say talk to a trusted adult, or talk to if someone is going through, you can always call 988. That's the suicide and prevention hotline. You can pick up your phone and dial 988. You can always do that. Um, you can reach out to a therapist or a counselor. They do have free therapy and free counseling in states for those that need it. I would do those two things first, because
Okay.
those two resources can help guide you through what you need to do in order to talk you off the ledge from cyberbullying, the outcome for your mental health when it comes to cyberbullying. Because again,
Okay.
you're talking to someone that has been diagnosed with major depressive disorder because of what happened this year, and it happens being, and with it happening twice, and with a family member, it magnified it more. But anybody
Right.
that's going through it, reach out to a therapist or a counselor for a session or two or three or four,
Yeah.
and dial 988 as well. Make sure you have all of your resources necessary for proof, meaning screenshots, screen recordings. If you don't follow that person, you block that person. If you have somebody that can kind of do a back end, like go to that person's page and send you some information, because that's what I did. They,
Yeah. Gotta have your receipts.
yeah, hello,
Gotta
that's
have
what
your
I say.
receipts.
The receipts matter when it comes to cyberbullying and cyber stalking. In order to even get that person, in order for the DA to even take it seriously, you have to have the evidence. I don't care if you got to send the DA 50 pages of
Right.
receipts, send it to them.
Gotta have it. And then, like you said earlier, delete and block. Report, delete, and block.
Correct. That's exactly what I was
Because
going to
you
say.
know what? You have to make sure that you take care of yourself first.
Correct.
And that
Correct.
and that I think is a really important step.
Yes, absolutely. Like I mentioned before, reaching out to those resources that'll help you with your mental health is vital. I can't stress it enough that going through cyberbullying and cyber stalking does not end when the comments end.
Right.
They don't end when the comments end. It's it's um it's a constant fear of anxiety whenever you hear a notification go off. I actually had to turn my notifications on silent. Everything's on
Wow.
silent. Ring, phone ring, everything. It's on silent because I had so much anxiety from hearing a notification, because I didn't know if this was somebody trying to beat me down even more than I'm already beat down, or if this is somebody that is calling because they honestly need to talk to me about something important. I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So it has lasting effects,
Oh,
right?
yes. Yes, it definitely does. To this day. To this day.
So you're still
Mhm.
overcoming.
Absolutely. I'm still in therapy for it,
Mhm.
even though she's been convicted, even though it's been a couple months ago. I'm still in therapy for it. It's still a constant. Again, it does not stop because the comments stop. It does not stop because somebody else has begun to worry about somebody else's mistake. It's a
Right.
constant feeling of 7.8 billion people know about a mistake I made, and only maybe 20% of them are on my side saying that what that person did was wrong, and that I'm praying for you and it's going to be okay. I love you, your page, and I learned how you turned your trauma into triumph and how you are becoming a better person. It's only 20% of people that will understand it from another perspective. The other 80% are for the drama. Period.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other 80%, they love the drama. They're gonna fall for it every time.
Yeah. Human nature tends to be drawn to the negative.
It,
I don't
yes,
know what that's about. That's
yes.
not part of Grow Inspire Sparkle. We
Right. And
are
that's not,
we are all for
yes,
the
exactly.
positive. Like
Yes, exactly. That's why I love your platform and I appreciate it.
I love yours too,
Thank
sis.
you.
So let's talk about how we as a community can foster and um, support online interactions that combat the negativity of cyberbullying. Let's say we're not dealing with cyberbullying ourselves, but how can we support and be more positive in the digital space?
Also, always remember to again think before you post. That's how we can foster a positive social media community. Think before you post. Engage in positive creators or influencers platform so we can make sure that our FYP is filled with positivity and positive energy. That is how we can combat cyberbullying and cyber stalking from a digital space, even though we're not going through it. If you're not going through it, you can have empathy for other people who are, and you can post something positive on your page. Or if you know someone that is going through it, and you can go to their page and you can comment something positive for them. Let them know, I
Yeah.
see your movement. I see your journey. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep posting
Yeah.
the positivity. Keep posting the positive energy. That is how we can bring it into the space, a
I
better
love
space.
that. I love that last part. I really love that last part. That last part really resonates with me because I think sometimes people are just signifying.
Yes,
Cause I mean, I post a lot of content as well. Like you post a lot of content, I post a lot of content. And sometimes there's only one or two comments.
correct.
But
I,
if it's
yep,
something you see all the negative, like P, this
yes,
whole P Diddy thing right now, millions of
because
thousands of comments,
the
right?
algorithm loves
Because it's
drama.
negative.
The algorithm loves drama. That
Right.
that's what it is. I talk about that in one of my episodes of my podcast. The
Yes, I
algorithm
saw it.
loves
I
drama.
think I saw that episode.
Yeah, yeah. And it gets under my skin because the algorithm loves drama. And it's up to us as to what we engage in if that algorithm is a part of our FYP. Because let me tell you something, social media knows, your app knows if you are engaging in negativity and drama. Because
Yes,
guess
it
what? Every time
does.
you open that app, it's going to be something negative or drama. And that
I
app
look at
knows
one
if
P
you
Diddy
are
video and I
engaging.
got a bunch of them in my algorithm now. Like I don't want to see it all the time. I just wanted to know what was going on. Like what? So yes, you
Right.
are so right. You are so right.
Yep. Yep.
Now, while
That
you're getting your battery straight,
thank
can
you.
you tell the viewers what exactly FYP stands for? Because I heard you mention that several times. So
Yes.
let's make sure everybody knows what that stands for.
So FYP is for your page, and that is a TikTok slang, FYP. So the FYP on TikTok is equivalent to the timeline on Instagram and Facebook. It's the
Okay.
equivalent.
Okay.
So for your page on TikTok means I engage, TikTok knows I only engage in positive influencers, positive videos, cooking videos, videos that may have Sarah Jakes Roberts on it. That's all that comes up. A lot of that comes up in my FYP. Um, funny videos, silly videos. My
Hmm.
FYP knows, and that's all
Right.
that's going to come up with my page. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clearing that up. So, can you tell the viewers how they can continue to follow your movement? Where can they find you?
Okay, I was frozen on the StreamYard, but I heard what you said on the
Okay.
Instagram IG live. Okay, so I'm going to talk for the
I
on the
see what it's doing.
IG live because the StreamYard is cutting up on us. So you can follow me on at Socialite Stars. I'm going to add put it in the chat. So I'm socialized star all social media platforms, Instagram. Facebook is a private group, but I will still accept you in the private group. So Facebook is a private group. So Facebook is up, and you to catch up on before I post this last episode for season 1 before it's time for season 2.
Okay, nice. All right, so they can find you on all the platforms with this handle, Socialite Stars, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And make sure it's Social Light with one
Facebook.
L.
Yes.
Because I had to get that straight myself. Socialite Stars, one L.
Everybody likes to put two L's. It's one L. Socialite stars.
Well, it has certainly been
Facebook,
an enlightening conversation. I hope
Instagram, and TikTok,
that everything has
and
recorded on the other platforms, because I do see it's still frozen on
YouTube. With this
StreamYard. I'm not
podcast,
sure
I'm
why
consistent
that is.
on
It could just be because I live in Brazil now. Who knows?
social media,
But I
but
really
with
have
the
enjoyed this
podcast,
conversation. It's been very enlightening. And I hope that those who tuned in will share this content so others can view it, because this is anti-bullying month. And I think we had a day for
that was
Cyberbully
my
Awareness Day this month as well. I
first
can't
time
remember
starting
the
a
date
podcast,
of it.
and just
But
learning how to be more consistent with my episodes. But
mhm.
the week of October the 14th through the 18th, I know Say No to Cyberbullying Day is the third Friday in June. So probably within last week, there was probably some movement of I think sure if it was I have 5 episodes up there for you to
Yes,
catch up on
yes.
before
Well,
I
I am certainly glad
post
that you took the time to
this
speak
last
with our audience for Sparkle Saturdays.
episode
You all join her movement, Socialite Stars. It's such a
of
powerful
season
movement.
1 before it's time for season.
Support her, find her on social media. And for those of you who want to level up your personal growth, I have a new subscription service called Sparkles to
Yes,
Sparkle
only one.
CC,
Everybody
where
likes to
you
put.
can
Everybody
have
likes
courses, you
to
can
put
get group coaching, you
two
can
L's. I'm like, it's
get daily inspiration delivered right to your own special platform.
yes,
So
it's
it's
okay.
called Sparkle Society Premium. Definitely look that up. DM me if you want more information. And I look forward to working with you to help you level up your personal growth. Thank you so much, Raenae, for joining of Socialite Stars. And I'll be seeing you on social media. All right. Bye. Thanks, everybody.